So it includes all the concepts. How do we compile the program and other things also. So main objective is discuss the beginning of C, explain C as a structural. So what do you mean by the structured language? Okay, we have seen previously also, and here also it is written that it is a structured language. Fine. Next thing, the structure of C program, C libraries. How do we compile the C program? Explain various data types in C, and use modifiers with the basic data types, and finally use variables. So C was developed originally by BCPL, BC programming language. It was written by Martin Richards. Later on, B was written by Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson. Richards. Okay, concept of Martin Richards was accessed by language B, and language B is and own concept of Dennis Ritchie. It will create the C programming language. Okay, so it was developed at Bell Laboratories. Okay, now come to C is a middle level language. What do you mean by middle level language? Because it is a language which acts as a intermediator between high level language and low level language. So many syntaxes are based on assembly codes also. So high level language plus assembly language, it will form the C language. Okay, so most of the codes we have used from assembly language also, and assembly language. And what do you mean by assembly language? So assembly language is hardware dependent language. Okay, it is a little bit higher, not that much, but higher language, where syntaxes are like move a comma b. Okay, and add a comma b. So this is our syntax, but it is written in terms of mnemonics. Okay, so like 80C, 90G, uh, uh, yes, not G, it may be D. Okay, so likewise their syntaxes are there, and we need to write program by using these numbers only. Okay, so there is a meaning of these numbers, and in semester 4, maybe in semester 4 or semester 3, you have one subject, computer organization. So there you can see what is the mnemonics and how these mnemonics are important, how do computer understand the language of mnemonic. But these mnemonics are specific to particular system. Like Intel is having Intel Core i7, Core i5, or whatever Intel processors are there, they maintain their compatibility with existing processors. But if we compare with the AMD, so there is no comparison between AMD processor and Intel processor. That's why this is machine dependent language a little bit. But at the higher level or at the higher end, you can write your program for AMD. Same program can be runnable on AMD. Same program can be runnable on Linux or Apple system. Okay, but the executable is not platform independent. Now, application areas of C. Already discussed that a system program forms a portion of operating system of computer or its support utility. Operating system interpreters, editors, assembly programs are usually called system programs. So yesterday I had shown you ls-l system program. Okay, and one of the students has tried in his mobile, but it was not run. Why? Because mobile is not having that much flexibility. It is totally dependent on system. So each and every library is there inside system. So if you want to use the system commands, you must have such kind of system, or you must have the operating system of that level. Okay, my voice is clear now. Am I audible to all?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
So the Unix operating system was developed using C. So this is the big thing. Unix or Unix based, like GNU. GNU, you have heard about GNU. This is GNU's, not Unix or non-Unix. Okay, it means it is Unix-like system, but it is not a Unix. There are C compilers available for almost all type of PCs, all type of PCs. Okay, in Mac also, and C was initially used for system programming. You know. So what do you mean by structured language? So structured language, the concept of structured language includes compartmentalize. Okay, compartmentalization of code and data means code and data are written in a compartment. And what are that compartment? I had shown here, this is enclosure of curly braces. Fine, it refers the ability to section off and hide all the information and instructions necessary to perform a specific task from the rest of the program. Suppose this is the while loop. Okay, do while loop. Inside the do while loop, a specific task has been performed, and it is a loop until the condition is satisfied. I is less than 40. This loop will run until the value of I becomes 40. Fine. Then code can be compartmentalized in C by using functions or code block. Okay, so this is code block actually. This is code block, and functions like add. Add is a function which takes two arguments A and B, and it will return A plus B. So this is a function, how to create a function for add. Okay, so this also enclosed by certain enclosure, that is curly braces. Through curly braces it is enclosed, so that's why it is this is what we called the C as a structured programming language. So what is the structure of C programming? Inside that C program, it was written, and it consists of 32 keywords only, and all lowercase. Okay, all lowercase. These keywords combined with formal syntax from form a C programming language. Fine. Then uh, rules to be followed for all programs written in C. All keywords are lowercase. C is case sensitive. Do while is different from this do while, which is written in capital. Keywords cannot be used as variable or function name. Okay, it simply means that if you are writing integer while, okay, so is incorrect declaration. So, but one more important thing, you can write integer while. Okay, integer while. Why? Because it is uppercase. So this you can write, but this you cannot write. And the program structure is like this. Initially it starts with main, followed by left curly braces, and end by right curly braces. And this structure inside this enclosure of forward slash star and star forward slash, it is known as comment. Okay, comment line, multiple line comment. Okay, and then the program is written, and each program has a specific structure. So let us see what is the program structure. So first thing is main. Main is C program are divided into units called function. There are different units, and these units are known as functions. Irrespective of number of functions in a program, the operating system always passes whatever number of functions are there, but at least one function must be there which is above all these functions. How to run this particular function will tell. So to avoid such kind of problem, C has developed concept of main function. So irrespective of number of functions in a program, the operating system always passes control to main when C program is executed. The function name is always followed by parentheses. So whenever you are declaring or whenever you are creating a function, it will always pass by, like add is a function. So add function, whenever parentheses are there, it simply means that it is a function. Okay, the function name is always followed by parentheses. The parentheses may or may not contain parameter. It What is the meaning of this? Suppose one function is there, printf. Printf consists of parameters. Okay, you execute these parameters like add function, add to number. So maybe, or like in main, there is no parameter. If we use add function, we need to pass two numbers at least. So these two numbers are known as parameter. So later we will see if a function is without anything, then it is known as without parameter, and if certain thing is there inside that parenthesis, then it is known as parameter. Okay, then let me erase all these things. Delimiters. So C program structure is, it consists of delimiters, and these are the function definition is followed by an open curly brace, and the curly brace signals the beginning of the function. It is beginning of the functions and it is beginning of the block also. Similarly, a closing curly brace after the code in the function indicates that it is end of function. So this is beginning of and this is end of the function. Fine. Now statement terminator. So whenever you are writing an statement like integer a comma b, so it is always terminated by semicolon. So this is a must condition and it is not required for loop. You can use with loop also, but loop will terminate immediately. There is no, you cannot take the benefit of looping also. A statement in C terminated with semicolon, a carry is written, white space or tab is not understood by the C compiler. It means integer a, b, semicolon, integer a, b, semicolon. Both are same. Okay, because C does not understand carry is written and white space character. So there are several white space characters. Okay. So, a statement does not end in semicolon is treated as erroneous line of code in C. So it is always terminated by semicolon statement. Okay, looping and branching are not statement. These are special condition, but the statements like integer a, integer b, uh, these are statements. So it is always terminated by semicolon. Then come to comment line. So comment line is, and actually it is forward slash. This is forward slash. So forward slash followed by star and star followed by forward slash. So you can line multiple, you can write multiple line comment. Comments are usually written to describe the task of a particular command function or an entire program. So let me show you what is the use of comment also. Okay, so let me share that slides. So here you can see that this is a terminal, and in this terminal I'm showing you, let me check which program is there, syspro. Okay, so vi syspro dot c. Oh my god, sis. Okay, okay, okay. sys. Oh, this is also, this does not consist of anything. wq syspro hello, and yes, loc is there. vi loc dot c. See, by loc, what do you mean? Loc shows that whether it is line of control or something else. So this is a program. This program says inside that comment, it says that find the location of variable abcd sum and also gives the sum of abcd to sum. Okay, so it starts with include integer main, and I had already shown you that whenever a program, whenever we create a variable, it will always be stored at particular location. So if we see that location of this, okay, I'm also marking that all the locations are consecutive sometimes. Okay, and it takes 4 bytes. So how do you calculate the 4 byte? So this is the program. Here you can see that actually I'm not able to control plus. Okay, no, it is not increasing the size. So this size is visible, this text is visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Yes, sir.
okay. So this is a program, and let me run this program. Okay, I had already compiled this program. So enter A, B, C, and D. So I had entered 2, 3, 4, 5. All values are different. Okay. The addition of these number 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 5, 14. So answer is 14. Now you can see that the addresses of all these numbers. Okay. This address starts from sum. Sum's address is 78. Last two digit I am considering. Then 79, and then it is written in hexadecimal notation. So after 79, 7A will come, then 7B will come, 7C will come, 7D, 7E, 7F, then 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, and 88. Now you can see that the first, actually this variable is written in a stack. Whatever coming in last, it will be in the top. Means A is coming in first. Okay. Then again one variable is coming to this place. So it is this. Then C will come, D, and finally sum. So sum is in top location, and sum's address is beginning address. Okay, so sum's address is 78. After that 4 byte, you can see that next address starts from, this is the 4 byte. So let me mark here. After that 4 byte is 7C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this address is over. So next address will start from 80. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next address will start from 84 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And after that last address will start from 88. One space shows 1 byte. Okay, so 4 spaces shows 4 byte, and size of integer is 4 byte long. That's why this address is coming. Okay, my program was written to find the address of each variable. Clear? Got it or not? Yes. Nobody is answering my question. Am I audible to all of you or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, you are audible.
Yes. If I am audible, then just tell me. Only don't go on the program. Okay. Don't go on the program, because I had started now to check how to write a program, and if I am saying that integer size is 4 byte, then how do I prove that it is 4 byte long? So here you can clearly see that I am using only these two places. Okay, so these two places are 78, and after that I am writing starting, I had starting writing in hexadecimal number. So after 79, instead of 80, it will be 7A, 7B, 7C, 7D, 7E, 7F. After that, it will show you at 80. So those who know, they are agree with this numbering system or not?
Yes.
So that newcomer will also agree that okay, ऐसा होता होगा करके. You are agree that this number written in, yes. So later on I will show you this program again. This is just program to show you, this is just program to describe you that the size of integer is 4 byte long. So let me continue with my slide. So these are the comment line, and I had shown the beauty of comment line. Inside that comment line, you can write anything and it will not be compiled by the compiler, and it will not print by the compiler also. So the compiler ignores them, in C command begin with star slash star and terminated with star slash in case the command contain multiple lines. Now next is C library. Okay, so what are the libraries available for C? So there are different libraries. Fine. What is the problem? Okay, now. So first thing is all compilers come with a standard library of function. Okay, library means it stores different varieties of function so that it is able to understand or the program is able to compile using these lines. Then a function written by a programmer can be placed in the library and used when required. So you can write your own function and you can place this in any library. Okay, you can create, because when I was in government engineering college very long time before, so I used to I had started my programming from functions only. Okay, I had created several functions and then only, because here chapter's name is function, so that's why I need to tell you from beginning of this. Okay, means the beginning of these means okay, give me a second of time, some disturbing thing is there. Okay, now it is a function like addition, subtraction. So I had created program for them, and they used to write program using functions only. Okay, they don't know that without function they can also write the program. So because C is a function oriented language, so I tell them that it is started like this only. But I cannot do the same thing with you people. Some compilers allow function to be added in the standard library. So what do you mean by standard library and non-standard? Whenever you are writing include something in between angular bracket, it is coming under standard library. If you include your own function, you need to use by double quote. Okay, so it is not coming under a standard library, it is non-standard library or user defined libraries. Fine. Then some compilers require a separate library to be created. So sometimes it is important, and we can create the libraries like image processing library you can create, and those who have run their program in Python, several different libraries are available which you can use or which you can include. Fine. So this is the structure of compilation of a program. Initially we start with writing a program. So writing a program, it means suppose the name of program is hello.c. Okay, now include file is there. Include file is already written in source file, so this include file actually will be included during compilation time. Okay, we have only written that include, it doesn't mean that it is included, it only directs that we need to include stdio.h file, stdio.h file. After inclusion of this file, it will start compiling the program using this included file and the whatever code I had written. After compilation of this, it will generate an object code. Okay, so then hello.obj file will be generated. It is hidden to all. Fine. So after obj file checks for the library, all the library functions will be included, and if something means if some other things also we need to link, like we need to link user generated object files. User, if certain user creates particular object file, so these objects file which is created by user is linked together with this library file and object file generated by the compiler. Okay, all these things, and then it will generate one executable file. Okay, if we integrate library file, object file, okay, and other users generated object file, so it together creates a linked program, and this linked program is only able to run in the system. Now let us see what are the and now this is suppose in case of window, then hello.exe will be created. In case of some other Linux or Unix based system, so we are creating hello only. Okay, hello, and suppose dot slash will be written, so dot slash hello will be created by the Linux and Unix and Apple Mac operating system. Now suppose there will be any error, syntax error. Okay, syntax, if I am writing the syntax incorrectly, like I had not placed, if I am not placing a semicolon, then it will display syntax error. And this syntax error is also known as, this error will come after compilation. So that's why this error is known as compile time error, or also it is known as static error. Okay, static error, ERROR. Now suppose that we have created the files, like in the previous day we want to run our program in DEV C++. So there is, due to library and some other things, okay, library is not able to the compiler is not able to find the library file and object file. That's why it is generated certain error, and this error is known as, this error when it comes after linker, so this error is known as link time or linker error. Okay, if everything is fine, each and everything is fine, and if we run the program, suppose I had created a program to find a divided by b. Okay, this is very a common example. So I had put 5 over here and 0 for b, then it is unable to compute this. So whenever a program is able to run, it is running, and due to users users wrong incorrect input, it will produce an error. Then this type of error is known as runtime error, and also known as dynamic error. Okay, so how many types of error are there? There are 3 types of errors. First is compile time error and static error. This compile time and static error are coming due to semantics and syntactic problem. Okay, this is also known as syntax error. Syntax error. Okay, if we make a mistake in writing syntax, then it will come. Fine, after compilation it will come. But after compilation, there may means I can show you that I can do one error, and it is unable to link the libraries. Okay, so let me show you one error. So this is a program already written. Fine, and let me open this vi hello.c. hello.c. Fine, not hello.c is okay. Okay, so comment is written by using, how do we write comments? Using, yes, this is our comment. Okay, and I will close the comment here also. So this program is syntactically correct. This program is syntactically correct. Fine, scap, and I am compiling this hello.c. Only compiling cc hello.c. Fine, not going to produce any output file. Okay, one warning is generated, but it is not saying any error. Okay, so no error is coming there. Why? Because syntax is correct. Even let me show you one more thing. Let us write this program by, because include is very important. So it is saying that include is very important. So I had corrected this error. Okay. And append backspace and delete. And then suppose integer main, and I had write man. I had already shown you that this kind of error may. Okay. Now let us see. C hello.c is okay. No error is there, but it okay. Now linking error is given here. You can see that linker command failed with exit code 1 minus v to c invocation minus v to c invocation. Okay, nothing will be there. Fine. So here you can see that this will be the error. Why this error is coming? Means compilation it has passed, no problem, but linker does not pass this because linker is unable to link the library. Why linker is unable to link the library? Because it is unable to find main program. So let me write main. Okay, main, fine. Control S, and let me write one more syntax for printing the date. And calendar is much better. So this is syntactically correct. Okay. Nowadays compilers are very smart, you know, but in our time it was not that much smart, that whenever we are going for compilation they can compile, pass at the compile time, but it is unable to run at the runtime. So now one warning is coming, and when I write /hello is because I had not produced it, /a.out. So it will display the calendar also. Fine. Despite of error means nowadays compiler are really very smart. Fine. It is written that implicit declaration of function system is invalid in this, and it has compiled. What? Why a.out is written? Because a.out is by default executable file. Default executable file. If you are not writing, after this minus o, then it will automatically create a.out. Otherwise, hello की जगह पे मैं लिख लेता हूँ who is this fellow, Anil. Okay, so let me write Anil. So now Anil will be the executable file. Anil. Fine. Now /Anil will also run with the same thing. Calendar displays there, although errors are there. Fine. So these are the different kinds of error occur at different times. Fine. So yeah. Okay. Is there any problem related with this? You have written this diagram in your system? Some keywords you need to write now. So please write this diagram, and I will ask what are the different errors and different types of error occur at particular phase. So take 1 minute. So now I think it is completed. Fine. Now come to modifiers. Different modifiers are there. Actually, beside data types like integer, float, These are the data type. We are having data types like integer. It is not visible. In color is white. So like integer, float, character, double. These are the data types. But whenever we are using unsigned, signed, okay, unsigned and signed in conjunction with integer, float, character, or double, so these are known as modifiers. So modifier is used to alter the meaning of base type of base type to fit various situation more precisely. Then, except for void, the basic data type can have various modifiers preceding them. Okay. Then okay. Modifiers used with C are signed, unsigned, long, and short. So it is explained. All of these can be applied to character and integer data types. The long modifier can also be applied to double, long double. The base data types available in C are character, integer. So this is the diagram which shows the size of different data types. But this is in context of 90s, system of 90s. Okay. Nowadays, the size of character is okay. There is no problem with size of character. Okay. It is fine, unsigned, signed, everything is fine. But with integer, it is 32-bit long. We have recently seen with integer, you can see the you have saw that 4-byte space is occupied. Then signed integer is also having a 32-bit, but short integer, unsigned short integer, signed short integer, every kind of integer is having. Yes,
Next slide is not visible,
your
sir.
voice
The
is not
slide
coming.
is the
Slide
slide
is
is
not
not
visible to
visible.
you.
Yes, sir. Next slide, sir. Previous slide was visible. Compiling and running a program was visible.
This modifiers used with basic data type is visible to you.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. No, sir.
Let. Now is it visible to you?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
And now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It
sir.
is visible.
Yes, sir.
No,
Not visible? Visible or not?
Visible, sir.
Visible, sir.
Visible.
Okay.
visible.
So,
Visible, sir.
okay, thank you very much. So let us see. These are the data type. For character, it is okay. But for integer up to signed and unsigned integer, nowadays size is 32-bit or 4-byte. And for short, unsigned or signed, these are 16 bits long. Okay. And signed short integers, signed short integer, twice it is written. Okay. There is no meaning of writing this. Long integer, signed long integer, unsigned long integer, these all are 8-byte long. Okay. Float is also 8-byte and 16-byte is double, and long double is 32 bytes. Okay. So it varies, it depends on particular compiler. So during 90s, okay, 90s, this was the convention, and even in Turbo C, the same convention is followed. So because Turbo C is not original C, that's why I'm not taking any example of Turbo C, and I had not shown you any in any of the classes. So the name of variable, function, label, and various other user-defined objects are called identifier. So identifier must begin with alphabets or underscore sign, but it cannot begin with specials. It does not consist of any special symbol, okay, exclamation or number as a name. Okay, so let me show you what is the meaning of this. Better to see the example. So these are the valid integers, valid values, okay, valid variables. Like 40 you can put afterward, underscore you can put in beginning of name also. Here it is not shown, but like underscore class is also a valid valid variable. But erroneous identifiers like what are the different, like one, oh god, start and end. So these are the like identifier and exclamation. This is wrong. One ID is also wrong. ID dot 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 one. This is also wrong. So these all are the wrong kind of identifier. Only it must begin with either character, and it can include A to Z and underscore only. It cannot included beyond these symbols. Means total, no, 0 to 9 is also there. So but it must begin with, for beginning condition, must begin with, okay, must begin with, and in between. This can be in between. Fine. So total how many characters are there? 52, 53 and 10, 63 characters. So using 63 characters you can write the name of variables. The number of characters in a variable that are recognized differs from compiler to compiler. Like one can declare variable in 8 character long, fine, but in some more than 8 character is also possible. What do you mean by character? 8 character, like one variable is there, add to number. So how many bytes it require? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 byte it requires. So whether this 12 byte is permissible or not, it depends on particular compiler. Okay, so an identifier cannot be same as keyword. Means like integer you have placed here and while you have placed here, both are in lowercase, so this is not possible. Variables are named location in memory. Variables are named location. I had shown you that in that example of showing that size of a variable. So here you can see that all the variables are stored at particular location in the memory. Fine. The syntax for declaring variable is data type followed by identifier name. So valid examples are integer abc xyz, long integer ij. Fine. Then types of variable. Local variables. Local variables are those that are declared inside a function. If a function is there and if you write integer a, okay, so this particular a is accessible only in between this scope. If I am declaring inside this and if I am declaring inside this also, so this a and this a are not the same. I will show in program. Then come to formal parameters. Okay, so what are the formal parameters? Formal parameters are declared in the definition of function parameters. Okay, means like sum, integer, comma integer. So these are the formal parameters, integer a and integer b. It is only aliases. Fine. Global variables are declared outside all functions. Fine. So global variable is declared above this. This A is accessible throughout the program, but this is accessible inside this scope, and this is accessible inside this scope only. So these are the global variables. Fine. Then input output in C. So in C language, there are no special keywords to perform input output operation. Fine. These operations are carried out by using library functions. Though technically C does not distinguish very much between console and file input output, both are conceptually different. All console input output function produce only text based output. Okay, and whatever example we are showing here, it is only. However, most compilers include screen control and graphical functions in their libraries. So these are 4th generation compilers. These functions apply to that specific environment under which the compiler operates. Now come to preprocessor directive. So many times you have heard about the term preprocessor directive. So preprocessor directives are the instructions given to the compiler. Okay. They are not translated. They are not translated into machine language, but are operated upon directly by the compiler before the compilation process starts. Preprocessor directives begin with hash symbol. Okay. Preprocessor directives are often placed in the beginning of program before main is declared. So before main we include certain file. So this is also preprocessor directive. So this shows the how to use preprocessor directive to include the file stdio.h, conio.h, mat.h, string.h, etc. Reading and writing characters. Characters can be read and written in C using these functions. So first function is getchar, then getche, getch, putchar, get, put. So what is the meaning of getchar? Reads a character from keyboard, waits for carry as written. Carry as written means it is waiting for particular key to be pressed. Then che. It reads a character with echo. Okay, does not wait for carry as written and not defined by the ANSI but common extension. Echo means whatever you are writing, it will be echoed. Then getch reads a character without echo, does not wait for carry as written, not defined by the ANSI but a common extension. Then putchar writes a character to the screen. Get reads a string from the keyboard, and put reads a string to the screen. So we will see all these functions in later on. And there is example of get and put, string input output. So before understanding get and put, you must have idea about string type. Okay, so I had not shown you string type, so it will coming in chapter or module 4. Okay, so let us skip for this particular time. You just understand that getters and putters are used to perform input and output operation on string of characters. So it takes input of maximum 80 characters. So getters string and putters string. Only 2 or 3 slides remaining. So please, I think we have sufficient amount of time. No, not an issue. Formatted console input output. So this is our function. Fine. Here it is used in which C, if we are reading the book by Dennis Ritchie. Okay, C programming by Dennis Ritchie. So he uses get, put and putchar. These two functions sometimes Dennis Ritchie has used, but most of the time these characters they have used, and it was not formal. Nowadays it is very formal and standardized language, so there is no problem related with this. Formatted console input and output. So for output we need to write printf. Okay, inside that, so this is the format printf text format specifier. Text format specifier, then variable name like %d, %x, %s. These all are text formatting specifiers. Fine. Then come to scanf. So it will take input. See, it is very important thing. Here it shows what is important thing, that scanf format specifier and address of variable name. Okay, this particular place is very important. That ampersand is very important. Okay, then formatted console input output. So many format specifier can work with modifiers that alter their meaning slightly. Modifiers are placed between the percent sign and the format specifier. So percent 2D, percent 3D. Likewise, so let me show you in next slide. The minimum field width, the number of decimal places, left justification, and any other kind of formatting can be specified with the modifier. Sometimes you have seen that when we are going for billing, okay, so in that bill, this bill is written like whatever items are written and whatever width may be there, it will automatically place here, and it is always right aligned. So for this purpose we need to use format specifiers or format modifiers. So here format modifiers are shown, and after that okay, here also you can see that how many slides are remaining. So specific for minimum field width, percent integer format specifier. So here it shows 12.5 f. It simply means that the 5 decimal places will be there, okay, after this, and the width of this is 12, including this decimal point. It is means 5 decimal point. So this can be right like 000 2.3456 okay, or 0. Modifiers justify output. So percent minus, okay, right justify or left justify. This is for precision, and this is for left or right justification of output. So we will see all these things, and then format a specifier for different type. For character we use C. For integer, decimal integer, we use D. Okay, so this is the reason why we are using initially it was percent I, okay, and even percent I is given here, signed decimal integer. Percent E is a specific notation, lowercase specific name, scientific notation. Then percent capital E is uppercase, is also scientific notation. Percent F is decimal floating point. Percent G is percent E or percent F, whichever is shorter. Capital G, whichever is shorter. Unsigned octal number, for this purpose we use %O. For string of character percent S, percent E is used for unsigned decimal number, and percent X we have used percent X. Okay, it shows the addresses. Okay, fine. Then come to display as a pointer percent P and percent N. The associated argument is an integer pointer into which the number of characters written so far is placed. So just take a screenshot of this and paste it into your WhatsApp group, so it will be helpful in later on. Okay, so 3 2 1. Yes, any doubt? Now come to last formatting things, that is a skep sequence. These are sequences specified as first argument in printf or scanf. Okay, so they are always preceded with backslash, okay, backslash, preceded with backslash. And since the backslash is considered as an skep sequence, it is termed as a skep sequence. Okay, so there are meaning of different skep sequences, like /b is backspace, /f is form feed, and so many things are given. Okay, so I had already explained. Let me explain once more. /n new line, /r carries return, /t horizontal tab, /double quote, /quote single quote, /0 null, // /v vertical tab, /a alert or alarm, and /n octal constant, and /xn hexadecimal constant. where n is a hexadecimal constant. So with this, we finish our first topic, that is first topic in fundamental of programming. Okay, so that is the basics of C. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. No doubts?